Hey everyone, how's it going today? My name is Lamora, and thank you so much for joining me on yet another reaction, another video. Today we're going to be watching the Cyberpunk new DLC. God, I should have prepped myself and found what it was called. Phantom Liberty. They just released a new trailer for the first bit of DLC that's going to be coming out for Cyberpunk here, and I'm really excited for that. I actually just recently replayed Cyberpunk 2077 for my own pleasure. To give you kind of like a history on it, I was excited for Cyberpunk. I love the setting of Cyberpunk, dystopian type of things, even though it's not quite dystopian. You get my point. It's one of my favorite settings in all of fiction and fantasy, if you want to call it that. So I was really excited leading up to Cyberpunk 2077. Saw all the promotional material and I was like, okay, let's go. I never played the board game, so I didn't really know much about like the story or really the history of the lore of the game. So for what I saw from my casual perspective, I thought it looked pretty good. And then we got the release of Cyberpunk 2077, and I played it on PC and the game ran decently, but it was definitely had some glitches and some bugs and some performance issues. And then overall, just like the gameplay style was like not exactly what I was expecting. I would say that the game was a solid like 7.5 or 8 even. But that's because I was playing it on PC with some of the patches I think that they put out like day one, so it was somewhat decent in comparison to what a lot of the reviewers had. I played through the whole game and I'm like, okay, it was a thing. I really loved the gameplay. I liked, in a sense, driving around that world, but it left me wanting a little bit. And then I recently replayed Cyberpunk 2077 2 years after launch, or whatever it was, however long, now in the year 2022, I'll say. And I actually really enjoyed the experience. I think patch 1.5 was out at that point, or somewhere around there. And I think they fixed a lot of the issues that I had. I didn't really run into too many bugs or glitches or soft crashes or anything like that. I had lightly modded the game, and I did see that there is some talk about one of the things that I modded, which was essentially transmog. I put in a system so that I could wear whatever clothes that I wanted without stat penalties, which is something that I wish they had in the base game, which I think they're doing now. Regardless, all that fluff here to say that we are going to be watching the Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty so that eventually I could play it if this is one of those things that interests me. But we'll see. It may be just like a side story that's like, I don't care about that character. Could just be a whole new world expansion, maybe new parts of the city or a different city or an island or something, but we'll see. You know, there's enough speculation. Let's just go into the video and go check out what CD Projekt Red has for Cyberpunk 2077 coming up here in the next year or so. So let's get it started. All right, Cyberpunk, you're on the block. It's time to show us what you got.
Repeat after me. I, V, do solemnly swear.
V?
I, V, do solemnly swear
That I shall faithfully serve
This is all new area.
the States of America.
that I shall faithfully serve the new United States of America.
Whoa. Dude, look at these
On behalf of all
environments.
Americans, I thank you for your service.
You know, taking that oath. Bad idea.
Johnny is back. V is back. Hold up a second. There's some things to parse out of that one real quick. Whoa, okay. I just want to see. So it's coming out 2023, and interestingly enough, Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC, and Stadia. No mention of previous gen consoles. No Xbox One or PS4. What's up, LP? You missed it. We are going to be going through this one more time to pick out some stuff that I saw, because we got some cool new information. V is in fact alive, which kind of contradicts a little bit one of the endings of the, well, a few of the endings of the game, and Johnny Silverhand's voice made an appearance. Interesting. So LP, what's your relationship with Cyberpunk? Have you played the game before? Have you watched someone play it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? You know, just quick little history there. I'm curious how like the general gaming populace outside of like the Reddit bubbles and Twitter feel about Cyberpunk generally. In any case, I'm gonna be watching but pausing it again. Godly at the lighting. This is one of those soft mods that I actually put into the game. Is a little bit more dynamic lighting, a little bit more fog. I think it even had like a specific tone of, they were trying to replicate, what do you call it? Blade Runner, the original Blade Runner. So like things were a little bit darker. There was a little bit more weather effects. The lights were a little bit more hazy in a way. So this, to me, like some of the shots in the environment looked fantastic, and obviously these are brand new environments. LP says, never played it, holding off until I can afford it. My partner loves the game, and you love Blade Runner, don't we all? It really is a good game. It really is. I was kind of talking about this before. I recently replayed it this year, just like 2 months ago, and I really, really enjoyed my time away from, you know, the expectations, knowing what I was getting into, and replaying it really solidified that I did enjoy my experience. I put over 200 hours into the game already, so, you know, if that speaks anything to it, the testament of the game itself. But I definitely would recommend playing it on new gen consoles or a really good PC to get that experience. But all right, so I'm assuming we're gonna get called in. I'm assuming the lady who's talking is the president of New United States or whatever it is, and we'll probably be shepherded in with like Delamain to go meet with president or something.
V, do solemnly swear.
I, V, do solemnly swear.
So we're making a pledge, so I have to wonder if like we're gonna be like an operative, right? You know, maybe it's one of those things that to forgive our crimes we have to work undercover or be an agent or something like that, you know, man or woman on the ground. New area, we've never seen this place or been here before. I do have curiosity about this whole transition through the doorway. We've never seen anything like V pushing aside anything.
That I shall faithfully serve the new United States of America.
So it'll be interesting.
That I shall faithfully serve.
We never got too much with these trooper guys, and I don't remember what they were called, but they were so cool. They introduced them in the beginning of the game, like in a cutscene sort of thing, and we never really got to interact with them.
United States of America.
Dude, this environment's the one that blew me away. Like, look at all that foliage in there, the lighting coming through. I'm gonna call it ray tracing, but I don't know if it is. I call it more volumetric lighting and stuff like that. Oh.
On behalf of all Americans, I thank you for your service.
So I think this might be our liaison. If it's not the president of the new United States, it's the a government official working for the president.
You know, taking that.
And then here, that's V. That's V right there. That's poster child V. So like you see, these are V shoes even. And she has the glitches going around. So what I'm actually assuming is happening right now is Johnny, they're making a canon sort of thing. Johnny is taking over our body, or has taken over our body, because we hear his voice. And V over here is the engram, the hologram. So kind of how Johnny showed up in the certain parts of the game and would talk to you but not be a physical person. I think that's what V is here, because we are now first person as most likely Johnny, which is kind of crazy to think about, unless they do the swip swap thing. But it's almost like they confirmed canon female V as the main protagonist, or maybe they'll just switch based off the trailers.
Taking that oath.
So yeah, here you hear Johnny talking, and obviously hand goes up. That's a female hands with the nail polish and everything, just with a more petite hand style. You can tell it's a female V's hand, but you see V over here. So what's really going to happen there?
Bad idea.
There it is. Cyberpunk. What was it? Phantom Liberty, dude. Oh, in 2023. All right, I'm gonna let that run back one more time. Let's just let it run raw.
Repeat after me. I, V, do solemnly swear.
I, V, do solemnly swear.
That I shall faithfully serve the new United States of America.
That that I shall faithfully serve the new United States of America.
On behalf of all Americans, I thank you for your service.
You know, taking that oath. Bad idea.
That line right there, bad idea. Oh, that was good. That was good, man. So the music, the last thing I want to say with the music and the moment she walks into that one, this area, I'm getting some Matt, and obviously cyberpunk type worlds makes sense, but I'm getting some crazy Ghost in the Shell vibes. Just the music with like the child chanting reminds me very much of like one of the main songs from Ghost in the Shell. And then obviously this like market town
That I shall faithfully
just
serve
looks so
the
cool.
new
So super excited for this. I honestly, just say what you want about Cyberpunk, whether or not it disappointed you, you enjoyed it. My own opinion about it is it was a fun ride, especially on the second playthrough through. I can't wait for this. I can't wait to see what happens. Now, the question really comes down to, hopefully, you know, they just gave a nebulous 2023 release date. You know, Cyberpunk was plagued with the constant memed yellow Twitter pages saying, hey, you know, we apologize, but we're going to push this back. Hopefully there won't be any delays on it, but they didn't even put a release date. So some kind of nebulous 2023. And then overall, the last thing that we have to ask is, what's the pricing structure on this? Are they going to keep that free DLC forever sort of thing? Actually, the question is, did they actually do that for Cyberpunk, or am I thinking a different game? Well, regardless, are they going to do free DLC to kind of like rope people back in and be like, hey, we apologize for the rough state that it was launched in? Or is it going to be a paid expansion? $5, $10, $20, $30, $40? I don't really know. I would have to look at like The Witcher 2 or The Witcher 3 expansions and see what their pricing structure for those things generally are, and then based off the length that we might get, who knows. But overall, I actually am relatively excited for that. Obviously, I'll keep my expectations pretty tempered on that, but I think there's a lot of good stories that can still be told in the Cyberpunk world, and I'm really excited to see more of it instead of them just kind of caving in and giving up on the game, right? They could have easily just said, hey, we'll fix, you know, just enough of the game so that it works, but we'll give up after that. It doesn't seem like they are. So kudos on CD Projekt Red. Obviously they made a little bit of an error, but hopefully this starts to win some of their good graces back with the larger gaming community. Who knows? Anyways, y'all, thank you so much for joining me on this reaction. I really do hope that you've enjoyed this video and my breakdown and my thoughts on the whole thing. Hopefully you'll get maybe some new information here soon, but keep your eyes peeled on the channel for all the reactions on new game trailers and gameplay or reviews, and obviously my wild and outlandish opinions on those game trailers and gameplay segments. So thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out and much love.